So I just got back from a trip with my teenage son to the Daytona 500. We've gone a couple of times and we had a deal that if he got straight A's, I would take him to the race. So we had a blast over the weekend. We got back in town, and because I talk about taxes a lot, a whole bunch of people asked me, hey, how did you write that trip off? And the reality is, I didn't. Sometimes a vacation just needs to be a vacation. But using your business to pay for travel and extending business trips that you have is actually one of my favorite strategies to use. So there's some nuance to it, but the bottom line is, if you're taking a trip for your business and more than 50% of that trip has business purposes, you can write off your hotels, your flights, your meals, your tips, your other expenses related to the trip as a business expense, as long as you cross that 51% threshold. And the way that it works is the IRS actually counts days. So if you go to a seminar on a Thursday and Friday, those would be work days. They've got to be at least 8 hours a day. If you traveled on that Wednesday, that counts. And then you get Saturday and Sunday, which don't factor into the equation. And then you could take Monday and Tuesday as personal days. So now you've got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday for business, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday for personal, and you could write off a whole lot of expenses on that trip. Now, of course, this requires some planning, and if you're going to include your family in that trip, you need to make sure that they've got a business reason for taking the trip as well, which is why it's a good reason to have your kids or your spouse employed in your business in some capacity where this makes sense. But even if your kids or your spouse doesn't work in your business, it's a really smart move to pay out of pocket for your own travel. And then if you're bringing your spouse along with you and there's no business purpose for that, maybe that's something to redeem some credit card points for. So yes, I talk way too much about writing too many things off, and people ask me the wrong questions when I get back from trips because they should have been asking me what a great time that we had. But if you travel at all for business, to seminars, conferences, workshops, even just client meetings, there's a really good strategy around extending that trip and being able to write off more of it.